You're listening to Behind the Bulldogs, brought to you by Ferris State Athletics.
Off the left side, to the end zone! Touchdown, Bulldogs!
If I'm even having like a bad day on the course or something, I just look down at it and just feel like thankful that I'm able to be out there.
Making sure that we're like where our feet are and we're not thinking about outside distractions.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into another exciting edition of Behind the Bulldogs. Brandon Worth, Tatum Outlaw, bringing you an episode the end of April.
I know.
Already.
I know.
I'm scared, honestly. The summer's here, and I'm actually, like, frightened because everybody's going to leave.
I know.
Not everybody, though.
Like, where's the time gone?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy indeed. Well, we got some great news ahead. We got Bulldogs competing in championships this weekend. We'll cover that at the end of the show, as well as we'll get you up to date on what happened this past week in Ferris State sports. We also have a great interview with a couple of softball players. Kish and Paige Antcliff stopped by literally before they head on the bus to go to their tournament coming up.
They're hitting the road right now. So
yeah, they're probably actually listening to the episode right now.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe
the weekend's actually already done. They've already finished.
Yeah. They actually hooked it into the VCR that you can never use on those charter buses. Like they're just there, but you don't know how to, unless somebody has a CD or a DVD, if those even exist anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is anymore.
A DVD?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Kidding.
I was just about to say, all the fans would have jumped through the screen and would have yelled at you. But anyway, let's get you into the Ferris State sports recap from this past weekend. We'll start with a quick one here, short and sweet. The spring game, very good success. Zach Sealer coming by to get his jersey retired. Great to see him. The rings were handed out for this past year's national championship team. And overall, it was not as entertaining of a game until maybe the last couple minutes. I don't know if the script readers started, pulling some strings or something, but it was looking very bleak, but it ended up being a win there for the gold team. It was the gold against, it was crimson gold game, but it ended up being the gold black game because his jerseys got changed. But the gold team ended up, I believe, holding out the victory. But overall, good to see those guys back on the field, and especially a lot of those players that contributed to that national championship team.
Well, and hearing lots of new and fresh names that we haven't really heard be announced before. That was awesome.
Also
and just
true.
Seeing some new young talent rise to the occasion was really nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. And speaking, of course, of softball, they have themselves on the right foot forward going into the GLIAC tournament. 3-1 this past weekend, sweep against the Lakers of Roosevelt, which is actually their first round matchup. We'll get the details to you later on in the episode, as well as finishing off there against Parkside in a split. But overall, really good weekend. It seems like right now this team is playing really well at the right time defensively. They got back to business here this past weekend, played much better than they did in previous games. And as well, the defense and the pitching has been the key to this team. The hitting's been a little up and down, but I mean, if you'd want to take the two, you'd almost rather want your defense and your pitching to be standout, and then the hits will go along with it.
Right, I agree, and I feel like they're leading on a good positive note. So let's hope that they bring these vibes and this positivity with them through the tournament, and I just hope they come out on top.
Things we'd love to see. That, indeed. Looking at tennis, GLIAC tournament, both teams falling in the semifinal round against really good teams. The men took a really, and I mean really good Wayne State team. That might be a regional favorite into a 7-point, it was 4-3 decision in favor of Wayne State. But great stuff from the men. Women were just overpowered by a really good Laker program. Also going to probably be in the regional rankings for sure. So very exciting to see them. They're going to be awaiting, I believe, on Monday will be their selection show. So they'll be waiting to see if their name gets in. And overall, with the resume, strength of schedule, and how well they've played this year, I think they have a really good shot. I really do. It might be biased, of course, with this thing over here, but I think they have a really good shot. Yeah,
I mean, we know how our Bulldogs fight. Hopefully the selection committee sees that as well, but I definitely think they'll have a good shot of getting in.
Absolutely. And so of course, with the women's golf GLIAC tournament, very exciting. The women's going to that championship Sunday, ultimately falling to Grand Valley there in the final. But that team has showed, obviously, we talked with Cameron as well as Lizzie last week. Yeah. They're really excited for how well they have progressed their game, not only individually, but as a team. And you saw that, especially. It wasn't consistent over the weekend, but golf never is. It never is as a sport
right now.
And then they were really, really hot going in, and they showed. That's why they're the number 2 team in the GLIAC this year. And now people can finally see the recognition for it.
Yeah, I think for both teams, they're killing it. So hopefully they just keep carrying that on.
Absolutely. And men's and women's are both already have punched their ticket
they're a
for
unit.
the region.
They're
already
a unit
into
of
the
the
region
teams.
tournament. They have already punched it. So it's very exciting for Coach Stark's team. We'll get the details for you at the end of the show. Also, track and field, of course, my homies doing really well. Record-breaking efforts from Whitney Farrell as well as the 4x1 squad. Notably, congratulations to those individuals as well. You're just seeing the continuation of that foundation is being pushed. And it's really, really exciting because, I mean, talking to a lot of the teammates, a lot of members on the team over the last week, there's a vibe around this year's championships that's been missing for the last couple of years. There is true confidence in that room, in that building, on that track actually tomorrow, maybe as you're listening to this, finishing up Thursday and Friday for the championships. There's a vibe that has been missing for a long time. And that's really something, if you get that vibe under you, that even drives your competition level even higher than what you would expect.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said about their confidence this year. I can totally see it. I feel it. And I'm just really proud of what they've done so far, but the work isn't over yet. So
yeah, maybe it's coming from all the dog show awards that team picked up. I know there's a lot of controversy. We won't address that because, the people are gone and the awards are behind us. So we're not going to talk about that anymore. But let's just say, what do you think? Controversial? Was that the word that was described?
There was only one award that made me mad, but I don't think it was one that track won. So
okay, so maybe we'll debate that off the pod.
The Anchor Down Award.
Oh, okay, that's a debatable one.
We beat them like 4 times this season. Come on.
It was football.
They beat them once.
The people spoke. It wasn't. I was just the vessel. Okay, I was just the messenger.
Maybe I'm salty. You can beat a team once, but can you beat them 4 times in a season?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe we'll retally the votes. We'll go back and retally.
I demand a recount.
With that in mind, we'll kick it over to the interview. We got Paige and Riley standing by from Ferris State Softball. Now joining us here on the show, we have a pair of Ferris State softball players ahead of their tournament weekend. Riley, Kish, Paige Antcliff. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Very exciting time. I know you guys are literally we are holding you from getting on the bus right now. No, I'm just kidding. Talk about the excitement of the GLIAC tournament on deck, being able to play at a neutral site, and having a lot of momentum going into this year's tournament.
Yeah, so it wasn't a neutral site anymore. It used to be, but since Roosevelt kind of plays there, we've played there already. Last weekend we were up there, so it's pretty exciting, just the energy around the weekend. We have a good shot at like taking it home this year, which is exciting because that hasn't always been the chance, so we're all ready to go. Excited for it.
I think being there last weekend kind of set our excitement for the week. We had a good day of practice yesterday, so hopefully we can go there and compete and hopefully win a GLIAC championship.
Having a good practice always helps.
Yeah, we played a fun game.
Yeah. Oh, that's always the best. Yeah, it's a good practice before you leave. It's like, oh,
yeah. It's like,
let's tighten it up.
Yeah.
We're always talking about on the podcast how resilient you guys are, and whenever you do have downfalls, you're able to come back. So tell us what that's like in your mentality going into GLIACs.
Yeah, our mentality is kind of like, we always say every pitch matters and every game counts, and just kind of flush it. Like if something happens, in volleyball, we always talk about how your guys' game is so fast paced. Like you make an error, you have no time to think about it. Whereas our sport, like if you make an error in a game, you might have to wait a whole game before you can make up for it, which is really mentally tough, but kind of just flushing that error, moving on from that game, moving on from a bad pitch, whatever goes wrong, you just kind of gotta let go and forget about it, move on.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a sport where you got to pick each other up because like she said, there's so much time in between each pitch and each game. You might get your chance one game and not get your chance for 3 more games. So really, I think the way that how close we are kind of helps us pick each other up and stay focused. As she said, Coach Schuman's big thing is 1 pitch at a time. And that really is going to come into play this weekend.
For sure.
Absolutely. So, taking a step back, going back into high school shoes, what made you decide that you wanted to pursue softball at the collegiate level, and what ultimately led you here to Big Rapids of all places at Ferris State?
Softball has always been a part of my family. My oldest sister played growing up, so I've been around the game since I was crawling, like in dirt fields, like just big part of my family. Through high school, I did debate for a minute about not playing, but the camaraderie of my high school team, and like we were a big family. Like we had no drama, no issues at all, loved each other, won a state championship together. And that's kind of like around that time, my junior year, was when I was like, I don't want to give this up yet. I'm ready to keep playing. So I reached out, and Ferris, I felt like was a good distance. So I'm from the Detroit area. So it was a 3-hour drive. It's like I wanted to get away from the city because I'm not a huge city person. And so when I came on my visit here, there was like 6 feet of snow. And I was like, oh man, like this is kind of sweet. There's nothing around here. It's a small little town. And just the camaraderie of this town is kind of what brought me here.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, I grew up around baseball fields, softball fields. My dad's a 4-time state champion in baseball. Played D1 baseball at Central Michigan University. So I feel like it kind of, it was in my spot to fill his shoes. So I got the opportunity to go to Lansing Community College the first 2 years. That's where I was the last 2 years, and play for a great program at Lansing. And then reached out to Coach Schumann, and here I am.
And then here you are.
Yeah.
And the story continues on.
Yep.
You guys both kind of talked about the team culture and how you guys support each other. And then you had mentioned your high school team had that as well. So as some older girls in the team, how do you guys lead that team culture and make sure everyone's not only getting along as friends, but as great teammates as well?
We spend a lot of time together as a team, and some teams have issues with spending so much time together, but I think that our team really gets along well, and we have so many different things, just like hanging out with each other. We play euchre a lot. We do, like, some of us at the hotels and stuff, we'll get together, we'll do Bible studies, we'll do all sorts of things, game nights, all kinds of things, just to kind of hang out and play with each other. And I think building relationships outside of your sport, making sure that you individually know each of your teammates and like how they feel and how they react to certain situations can help you on the field.
For sure.
So making sure that you like have that relationship with your teammates. And I mean, Paige lives right across the hall from me, so we see each other all the time.
That's awesome.
Is there a so-called top euchre player or duo that's, almost unbeatable?
The duo. The duo.
Jaden and Emily.
Yeah, it's Jaden and Emily, but Emily is still learning to play euchre a little bit. So Jaden she is a competitive person.
Yeah.
Sure.
we see it.
We've got that vibe before.
She's just a competitive
We can
person.
tell.
Brooklyn's really good too at euchre.
Oh, I don't think she told us about that.
Yeah, Brooklyn and I were partners in Florida. We kind of
Me and Hannah.
tore it up.
Me and Hannah also kind of tore it
Yeah.
up. We're good partners. We can kind of read each other.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, right
we
on.
need to, I feel like we ask most of our guests like about euchre when they bring it up. I think we need to have like a tournament through all the best euchre duos
I love it.
in the complex.
You know who needs to learn is Coach Haynes and Dom.
They don't know.
They don't
they're not
know.
from here.
They're from down south.
See, I'm not from Michigan. I'm from the Midwest, but I've never heard of euchre until I came here. And people in Michigan are obsessed with euchre.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
It's the game of choice. Anyway, sorry to distract. Paige, go
Side
ahead.
note.
I think Riley covered it pretty well. We hang out a lot together. We do homework a lot together.
Yeah.
Play games, watch. I think we spent a good 2 hours watching Grand Valley and Wayne State play, just sitting in the apartment.
Yeah.
So just
we
things
love
like
to
that.
rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we do
Yeah.
too. That's awesome.
Yeah, just things like that. I feel like what we do outside of softball and practice is what like creates our success on the field. Like she said, we get to know each other. I feel like we get to know a lot about like people's strengths and weaknesses, where they need
A little more boost.
Yes.
Like a little more, hey, you got this. Like,
Mhm.
we've seen you do it. You can do it kind of thing.
Yeah, motivation, of course.
Yep.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
I think we asked this last time we had softball on, so I'm intrigued to see what you guys say.
Oh boy.
Favorite like field to play on, and then do you prefer turf or no?
Oh yes.
You can take first, Phil.
It's a highly debated question I hear.
This
around.
is a highly debated question.
Yeah.
However, I'm not an infielder. So my opinion's very different. I love a dirt field. I love a dirt field.
Okay.
Grew up playing on dirt fields. That's
Yeah.
all you've ever had. And I came here and like turf. I'm grateful that we don't have a turf outfield because I hate turf outfields.
Oh yeah.
hate them.
I can imagine
Speedy
that.
to say the least.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, so is ours, but but yeah, I'm dirt for sure.
Right on.
That's
Paige probably
hard.
has a little different of a perspective being behind home plate.
Yeah, I feel like I still have to say dirt, but I am definitely getting a lot more used to playing on turf now because, I mean, quite a bit of our
Teams.
Roosevelt has turf.
Yeah,
There's quite a bit of
Quebec.
teams that have turf. So I feel like I am definitely getting used to turf. Now, if I was an infielder, it might be a little bit different, but
I think we got turf last time.
They said turf.
For the
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
The only thing I'll say is like when you're sliding or diving,
Oh,
turf is so like when you're running the bases, turf is nice because you just get there quicker.
Yeah.
You just glide.
That makes sense.
Do have to be careful though of burn.
Over.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and burn.
I still
yeah.
actually, you probably can't see it, but I have from Cornerstone's field, which is played on 105 degrees, and I still have it on my elbow, a scar
I
from
have
sliding in the
scars.
third.
Yep.
Watching
So
you guys
many
like
scars.
slide onto the base is so satisfying.
I know. Like,
so you guys like
slide.
so you guys probably like practice that, right? Or
Outfield practices dives like in the outfield and stuff. We do practice that, but
I don't even know why. Wait a minute.
Oh my
I practice
God.
diving too. I don't know why I'm like cringing because I do the same thing, but whatever. It's cool to watch it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
feel like it's more of a middle school thing. Or,
When
once
you like
first
learn
start.
how to slide and dive,
It's
but
then you just have it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just natural. It's habit.
Yeah,
It
who
is.
doesn't love a good sliding catch, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Of course. True.
Not me. I don't like sliding catches. I prefer to dive.
Oh, okay.
Maddie likes to slide.
Yeah, she does.
That might be the
On a
next
knee.
debated question on the podcast: sliding or diving.
No,
Yeah.
write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. Transitioning just a little bit outside of softball. Might be a weekend. You have a unfortunate rain out or anything like that. What do you do to kick back and take some time away from the game?
I feel like my life just revolves around softball.
Married to the game.
Yeah. I like going to the beach. We have a pool at my house, just relaxing by the pool. Playing cornhole. I love playing cornhole.
Oh,
She's good at
Yes.
cornhole.
That is something.
We
that
play cornhole all the time. You should hang out with us more.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do too.
Yeah. But other than that, just relaxing, taking a break from the game, resting my body.
I study. A lot.
That's another thing.
Study and homework a lot, but outside of like school and softball, like when I have free time, I really love hiking. I love being outside, hammocking.
Yeah.
I've picked up a new hobby of running. I decided to run a half marathon this summer. So,
Yes!
yeah.
My teammates have been doing that too.
I know. I've been talking to them. Leah
yes.
and Cyan, yeah. And yeah, I'm running that at the end of July. So hopefully it goes
congrats.
well. Thanks. I'm a little nervous for it.
Oh, you'll do
I'm
fine.
in shape
Don't
for
be.
it.
Yeah, just got to make it work.
There's a 7-hour time limit, so it should be fine.
7 hours.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
that's nothing. I do have to ask Paige, 2-sided bags or just 1-sided bag?
I like two-sided.
Okay, so
Yes.
she's the real deal. Yeah,
Yep.
she knows what it's talking about.
Yeah.
Where's the best place that you ever hiked, Riley? What would you say?
I went to Rocky Mountain National Park and that was beautiful. I loved it. My goal, I have like a bucket list to visit all the national parks. So.
Oh, right on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very cool.
You said you study a lot. Would you guys like to tell us what you're studying and why?
You want to go first?
Yeah. I'm studying elementary education. I have a great love for kids. I love being around kids, working with kids. My mom's also a teacher. My dad's a behavioral specialist. So it's just kind of what I grew up around.
Which is funny because both my parents are teachers and I chose to go not that route.
I feel like typically people who want to be teachers, though, their parents,
Yeah.
one of them is.
Yeah. started
so I'm studying nursing. My goal in the end is to specialize in pediatric oncology. So kids that have
Cool.
cancer. Yeah,
Mhm.
I also have a very deep love for children. And I think just the idea of like spending time, I love building relationships. So those kids that have to be in the hospital such long periods of time, like building that relationship with them and like seeing them come out on the positive end rather than the negative. Obviously there's hardships with it, but I think that's just my dream.
You'll do awesome
I'm very
with that.
passionate
yes.
about it.
Very, very
Thanks.
cool. Asking both of you, what is it about softball in the game you love the most?
I like the friendships that I've formed throughout the how many ever years of playing. I like it's a game of failure. That's something that a lot of people have to accept, but I like the competition, the way that it pushes me to become better on the field and off the field. So
Yeah.
Right on.
I'd agree. Definitely the friendships. I mean, we build travel balls. Like as a softball player, you don't have a summer, even
Yeah.
through high school. Like you're just gone. I'd be gone for 3-4 weeks at a time playing travel ball. But like those are the friendships that have lasted me the longest. So
right.
that's definitely a plus. And then also same here, the competitiveness. Like it is a very difficult sport. It's not, it's mentally draining, but like knowing that and saying like, yeah, it is a mentally draining sport. It's a difficult sport, but like we're doing it and we're
Yep.
succeeding at it and we're getting better every day. It's just kind of like, it gives you that grit and determination. Like you can do anything really that you put your mind to.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. That just another question we're stealing from the last episode. I think you asked it. Would you rather have like the game-winning home run or like the save? What is it? Like
It was
diving
like a
catch?
diving-
It was
Yeah.
a 2-out game-saving diving catch or a walk-off home run, I believe was the
Yeah.
something along those lines. You know, the offensive play of the game to win or the defensive play of the game to steal
What
it.
did they say last time?
I think this was a diving catch. Both
Yeah,
times.
I think we
I'd
said that.
have to agree. I mean, being an outfielder, I live for
True.
the diving catches.
Oh, of
They're
course.
so fun.
As we've learned earlier.
They're so fun. And I just feel like everybody comes running to you, you know, it's like, oh yeah, good job, batting backs, jumping
Save
on
the day.
Yep.
Right. And
I
it's
feel
just
like I
like
have to go.
home run.
Not even a home run, just a walk-off single. I would take.
Yeah.
If it's probably.
Those are either like
Yeah.
either
They're
one.
both
They're both
just the-
exciting. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
especially in a
The
close
feeling
game,
that
like
you would get
extra
from
innings or
that,
something.
or against your rival, or
Yeah.
that'd be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty sweet indeed.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. We'll let you get out into the bus. But before you go, last question is ask everybody on the show, what's your favorite thing about being here at Ferris State and being a Bulldog?
Camaraderie. I love this town and I love everybody here. And I think just especially like within the student athletes here, I have friends on every team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's so fun when like I'll see Tatum or anybody in the hallways passing by at the complex at the UC and it's just a smile on their face. Hey, how are you? Good. How are you? Like, let's hang out later. And I just love that. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'd have to say the same. The way that people react with each other, the love that we have for each other here.
Yeah.
Small town feeling. I love it.
For sure.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us here on the show and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Big thanks to Riley and Paige for joining us here on the program. Great to hear from them. Speaking of excitement, I mean, might be the most exciting team to watch right now, not being biased against any sport, but you know, how they've really resurged in the last 3 years and now have made themselves a top 3 GLIAC team. This is a tournament where they are very excited and very confident too, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and I second that. I'm loving watching and supporting softball these days. And I think the energy that our girls have is just unmatched. Again, we could be biased, but I don't know. Softball has been something I'm learning and watching more and more. And I just love watching them. I think they have great energy. They're so resilient. And I think the place that they're in right now going into the tournament where they're just like a little bit of an underdog, but they are good enough to compete. I think that's the best place to be in.
Nothing more scary than a confident underdog.
Oh yeah.
Nothing
For
scary.
sure.
and
Because
that's certainly
it's like
where
we're not done yet. We haven't earned anything yet. Like, let's go.
Exactly. Let's get you to the Ferris State Sports slate ahead. The schedule of events, it's starting to dwindle. Much less and less events each and every episode, which is a sad thing, but also it's a good thing because that means the championship season starts May 1st. That's Thursday. You might be hearing this as of tomorrow or yesterday or whatever day it may be. They will be at Allendale in the GLIAC Championships. It's an all-day event. You can find out more information at ferrisstatebulldogs.com as well as the GLIAC website for the schedule of events, live results, stream on Flow Sports and all that good stuff. As well as softball will be playing against Roosevelt Thursday, 2:30, the opening round. They obviously will need to win to advance. If they do not win the first game, they'll have to play the loser of the other first round game, and they'll have to beat them in order to get to Friday. The whole schedule and stuff is on ferrisstatebulldogs.com and the GLIAC Sports website as always, and we'll make sure to keep you up to date on that. Next week's episode, track continues on Friday. Softball, we hope will continue on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
They should continue on Friday. I'm knocking on the wood, under the table. And then they'll also continue on Sunday too for Championship Sunday, which will be very exciting. So those will be what's coming up. We also do have events coming up for you next week, early on in the week. And that would be on Monday. That is when, of course, we have our golf regional starting. So the women's will be first. They will be in, you want to guess where?
Where?
It's a common place that it seems like every
Don't say it.
Yeah. Allendale on Monday, women's golf there. Monday as well as Tuesday, as well as Wednesday, as well as not Thursday, all the way Monday,
Wow.
Tuesday, Wednesday there in Allendale for their regional. And then as that split happens on Wednesday, then on Thursday, the men's kicks off for their tournament. That will be not in Grand Valley,
Oh,
but
phew.
a little bit further. St. Joseph's, Missouri further.
Just
there.
a little bit.
Just a little bit further.
Just a step hop away.
Yeah, exactly. So they will be in action there on Thursday, Friday, as well as Saturday. And then, of course, we are crossing our fingers for softball. If they do well and they make it into the tournament, the NCAA regional, the Super
That
Regional
would be
tournament,
awesome.
they will be playing, I believe, starting on Thursday or Friday of next week, and we'll have more details for you there. So that's what's all coming up. And then as well, we have some great things coming up in the summer as far as golf outings and stuff, but you can follow on FerrisStateBulldogs.com for more of that information as we get closer to them.
Best of luck to everyone.
Yes, it's exciting time. We wish all of our Bulldogs the best of luck, even if you are studying hard for those exams. All of those that are out there are faithful student athletes as well, maybe student fans. Make sure that you study, but then, you need a break. Go check out the action.
Yeah, take a little study break, listen to our episode, watch some of the games or keep up with the stats. You could do any of that. So
yeah, there's a lot of places to do it. You want to know one of them? FerrisStateBulldogs.com. It's only like we mentioned it 6 times in the episode. Maybe it's because we were paid to do so. Maybe not.
I don't know. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, the people never know. Yeah. And life continues onward. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's a wrap on 30.
Wow.
30 episodes.
Wow, that's a milestone. Woo, 30.
30 in the books. We'll see you for 31 next week here on Behind the Bulldogs.